Hi, welcome back. Some folks have been asking me to go into more detail about some of the techniques that I've been putting on my videos, and so I want to address one specific one today called the spread voicing. That's what I call it, the spread voicing, where the harmonies are distributed equally between the two hands, and the right hand is playing melody, left hand is playing the bass line, and different from the block chord. So I'm going to use the song All the Way by Sammy, Cahn and Jimmy Van Heusen as an example of this spread voicing technique. And first of all, I just want to play the first 8 measures of the song using the block chord technique in the left hand to show you the difference between the two. That's the block chord technique. Now the spread voicing, what happens is I'm spreading out the harmonies between the two hands, and you'll hear the difference, and then later on I'll explain how I converted the block chord technique to the spread voicing. So here we go with the spread voicing technique for All the Way. Okay, so you can hear that the spread voicing technique is really the more professional sounding technique, and particularly if you're playing solo piano, you want a fuller sound. So the spreading out the harmonies between the two hands and also doing some arpeggios in the right hand, in the left hand like that, will help to fill in the bare spots. But anyway, we start out like, what was this? Now, the block chord. Now I take up some of the harmony like that from the block chord, and I bring the block chord bottom notes down an octave. So like I can either play that note there with the right hand or the left hand. If I play with the left hand, it's a 10th, and I can arpeggiate it so that I get a full sound. But now I get from this sound, I get now this. So it's spread out between 2 octaves. Like that. Now that particular chord, this one here was this one. Now the same thing, I'm taking these 2 notes of the harmony, I'm putting that one there, but I'm putting the bass note down an octave. So what happens in a lot of cases with the spread voicing is that the left hand moves in like tenths, like that, a tenth, and then up to a root and a 7th. So they're more like open chords or open harmonies, which are like a shell of the chord. So that chord now becomes the outer part, the bass note, the root there, and the 10th there, coming up to the root and the 7th. So these harmonies that are missing are up here in the right hand, like that. Like that. Same thing here now. This chord was originally that, D minor 7 in block position. Now I'm taking these 2 notes out of the middle of that chord and putting them in the right hand. Now I'm adding a harmony note here, which is like sort of like a drop 2 technique, means I'm taking this note out of the chord and I'm putting it in the left hand, which creates a nice sound. Then I get an ascending bass line like that. Now I'm doing same thing. That's a perfect spread voicing arrangement there with root, flat 7, 10 or 3 is the same as the third, and melody up here. Then the harmonies move ascending like this. Now in the block chord position I'd have to do something like this. Like that. It's so much fuller this way. Spreading the harmonies out like this. Now I can add, often in the spread voicing technique, I can add the flat 9 to the right hand, or the color tone, you might say, to the right hand. When I'm playing it with just the block chord, I really can't get that covered color tone unless I invert the chord like that, and then I'm losing the bass note. So particularly when you're playing without a bass player or you're playing solo, this is a great technique to use. Continuing, same thing there, spreading it out. That's really like 2 octaves spread. And then I can add a harmony note here in the left hand, like that. Same thing there, harmony note. Same thing there, another harmony note. There's a harmony note in the right hand, in the left hand, sorry. To a C7. Now that's a good spread right there. You can see I have the melody note, which is the third. I have a 13th here. How do I know that? Well, I'm counting 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 steps above the bass note, which is the root. I have the flat 7 here. There's another harmony note. Sorry, repeating. Then we have this. There's a half diminished chord, which sounds really nice in that spread voicing position. And we have something like this, taking us back again. There's the minor 9, D minor 9, ascending bass line. Same thing. Notice that I'm using some arpeggiated motion in the left hand, which fills in the blank spots where you're just holding the melody in the right hand. The left hand can fill in. There's the flat 9 up there in the right hand. So the color tones are often played in the right hand with the spread voicing technique. Harmony between the 2 hands. Here's a new chord, a B flat minor 6. That would sound like this in the block chord position. Now we have this in the spread voicing. Now this is an F with a C in the bass. And the bass line. Sorry. And then the flat 9. Now more arpeggiated movement in the left hand. So I'm just arpeggiating the chord there. Through a flat 9 there. So that's about it. So you can see the spread voicing really gives you a full sound, a very professional sound, and that's the definitive sound that you want if you're playing solo piano. So wrapping up, I just want to say you can go to my website and download the score for All the Way with this spread voicing technique laid out for you in the score. And I hope you enjoy it, and please send me a comment. Let me know how it works out for you. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.